Sanbonan. Sanbonan bantu abadala. Sanbonan. Sizawucela i-attention yenu kancane nje. Kunosisi ophuma kwi-IEC ofuna ukukhuluma nathi. Bese bengizocela ukuthi simmamele nje kancane. Siyabonga.
Kunosisi. Kunosisi. Dumelang. I'm going to request that as I'm greeting you, at least are dumeleng ka vavavumnyana. It's still early in the morning. We are going to be getting the news. Thusang, tsamaisana le rona jaka batho le bahaisane ba mona haya ke re bahaisane ba mo Poortjie. Poortjie dumelang. Bagolo dumelang. Thank you. At least that sounds a bit better. As Mama Ashilo Arkitla, the IEC South Africa, Libito laka kita na mola. Kikopa hulitibisa hor harto vote akasheko. We're not going to vote for anything. Ebatlo buanka nakasheko. But as the IEC, we've been sent as we work in collaboration with partner, the department sedingata. Hore hane retla. Jaka one of the chapter 9 institutions. Hane relukiseta di khetho. Let's cut the sicela abantu ukuthi mabeze baze bazovota. Siyasaqala ngokuthi sicela abantu ukuthi babhalise. Abantu bathatha isikhathi sabo babhalisa ukuthi bahambe bayovota. Subsequent to that, we then came to the communities again, to the citizens of this country. Sancela ukuthi please come and participate in elections. And people took that time. You took your time, you devoted your time in having to be part of the whole process, yeah, the IEC. Nayega zonke into benifuna ukuzenza, but you said this time is this, we are dedicating this time to the IEC. Manje ngesintu, ubuntu, in terms of our civic education, it's when you have invited someone to your event or emqembini wakho, ngesintu, you need to go back to those people and say thank you. Thank you very much that when South Africa called upon you as responsible citizens of this country, you nilalele lizwile naza. Siyabonga ukuthi up to this moment, you have not yet given up. You are still making sure that you strengthen the constitutional democracy. Not as the IEC, we move around to make sure in terms of the constitution, would we enable you to participate in the democratic processes. Now, into enzakalayo manje, since our elections in 2021, I think this is most important that I should also speak to it. Ukuthi, we are in between elections. Kukhona izinto ezenzakala, ama-elections ayenzakalayo. And those elections are called by-elections. Now, umbuzo mhlambe kwabantu abangakaze participate ku by-elections, you'd be asking yourself as to what are by-elections? Ama by-elections basically, ama elections ayenzakala kuma wards, specific wards that may be affected. Manje bakithi sicela ukuthi sindlulise le ndaba ngoba makwenzakala ama by-elections, we often have queries from people of the neighboring wards. Ukuthi manje why thina singavote, number one. We often become inundated futhi ama queries from people from kwamanye ama wards whereby people come and register using the new numbers of those particular wards, which is fraudulent. Nisoitola i-breakfast yezakithi sonke. Shh. Shh, shh, shh. Can we get what is being provided to us situlile so that at the end sitole futhi ukudla okunye kwe-knowledge? I was still saying, when by-elections take place, we are humbly requesting bagolo ba rona gore ha go tiwa mo warding ya lona go na le by-elections, please take it as serious as you would ha go na le national and provincial elections and the local government elections. Simply because by-elections speak to elections, or they speak to your service delivery within your wards. They speak to people who are going to be contesting so that they become councillors in those affected wards. And those people are meant to work for you, to assist in having to make sure you get the best service delivery that you deserve as citizens of this country. Maybe somebody may ask, what is the importance of voting quickly as I conclude? The importance of voting speaks to your having to establish a relationship between yourself as the electorate and the person you voted for. It means to say we need to work together, be it the party representatives, be it the independent representatives, especially that we talk in locality, Ribuaka elections is at the ward. It means that becomes your voice. Akira how now complain, akanto osa bulela osa ekopang. Jwale how voter, you are actually saying, kifana ka lentswe laka, so that at the end, the people who are being elected, they should then go and talk for me. You are then saying, yes, I take the responsibility, as I have elected somebody to go and work for me, I also have the responsibility, I have part to play as the citizen of that particular community or a member of that community. It means to say, as we are going to be having other presenters talking to the responsibilities that we have to take, Rona as the community members, then kanako no voter, you are technically saying, indeed, I will work with you. We also chose the parties that we wanted to choose. Now it then becomes the responsibility between yourselves and the people baleba voted saying, but Rona as the IEC had to come in and lay the ground and make sure that all the preparations that relates to voting are in hand and are in place so that everything goes well. And without any waste of time, we have our speakers, programs are going to be running. I was just been requested that I should come and give you a word of motivation and speak to us as the IEC having to take the role and the function of having to strengthen our constitutional democracy and also encourage you, Baholo, you have voted. Keep on voting when you have elections because you formulate, you constitute governance, you form part of government, and in that way, will then be able to even give a good reflection even in other countries where indeed South Africa is alive. And South Africa cannot be alive except for it to have its constituencies, except for yona gore ebe le batho ba yona ba South African ba sebeletsang gore ebe lefatshe le letle le re le latang kaofela ha rona. Ke rata go leboha hle. Let us benefit today, let us grasp that which we'll be able to grasp for today. Ke leboha haholo. Thank you very much.
Don't stand. Yeah, you have to stand and then you use that one. Okay.
That's how translate that guy.
They are sorting it now, but we have only Zulu and Afrikaans there.
Amaraba was Tiradi.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
He guy, how we? Oh. Dumelang. Sanbonan. Sizotala. But as we start, they are arranging the listening devices of the interpretation of the meeting. But while waiting for that listening devices, we need to first declare this precinct a precinct of the legislature. The standing rules of the legislature provides that the committee of the legislature may hold meetings outside the ordinary precinct of the legislature. The chairperson of the committee holding a meeting outside the precinct must declare the area a precinct of the legislature for the duration of the meeting. A precinct is defined in terms of Section 2 of the powers, privileges, and immunities of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures, Act 4 of 2004, as a description of precincts of legislature. 1, the precinct is the area of land and every building or part of the building under the control, including 1, the chambers in which proceedings of the houses are conducted and the galleries and lobbies of the chambers, every part of the building in which the chambers are situated, and every forecourt, yard, garden, enclosure, open space. What is this one? Committee rooms and other meetings, meeting places provide or used primarily for the purposes, and every other building or part of that building, insofar as it may be necessary for the achievement of the object of this act, in a case where a house or committee convenes beyond the seat of Parliament. This act applies as if the premises where the house or committee is sitting were within the precinct of Parliament. I therefore, in terms of Rule 59 of the Standing Rules of the Gauteng Legislature, declare as follows. I, Honorable Petros Mabunda, acting chairperson of the Petition Standing Committee, do hereby declare Poortjie Hall as the precinct of the legislature for the duration of this hearing. Thank you. We can start. Okay. Within us, we've got a delegation from the City of Johannesburg, led by the chairperson, ready. Can you come over, Chair? Accompanying him is the Petitions Office, the chairperson of the PAC, that is ready as I have spoken, and coordinator Eric Mohla, and Tumelo Kekaye, committee administrator. Maybe as I call, you can just raise a hand. Yes. COJ departments, Alan Mateja, Globus Matsama, and Nozile Didisha, Leseho Makume, Nomtanda Sodlanga, I have not called also, or with us as well, we've got Dennis Molaba, okay, Patricia Nkosi. I've already spoken about, introduced Lesiho Makume, Zetu Zimbili, Mr. Philander, is it Philander? Yes, okay, Ms. Philander. Thank you. We can start. They are going to distribute the listening devices. You find English in channel 1, Afrikaans channel 2, Zulu, Xhosa channel 3, Sotho Tswana channel 4, Venda Tsonga channel 5. All those that needs interpretation, can we raise the hand so that they are able to find you?
Test 1, 2.
We are starting. Let's start with the first petition. I start reading the petition here.
Dumelang. Dumelang. Ndimacheloni, and good morning. We are just about to start.
Eric introducing these members.
Oh, okay.
We are about to start. As I indicated earlier, that my name is Petros Mabunda. I've got with me committee members or members that I'm with. I will start from my far right and allow them to introduce themselves.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Greg Schneeman. I'm a member of the Committee on Petitions and also a member of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature. Thank you.
Dumelang. Dumelang. Lebitso la ka ke Mathapelo Ledwaba from Petitions Committee. Thank you very much.
Dumelang, lebitso ke Malesela Ledwaba, member of the Portfolio Committee. Thank you.
Dumelang, ka lebitso ke nna Totong, member of this
Thank you very much. But we also have with us staff of the legislature, those that are accompanying us. Starting from the left, I will allow themselves to introduce. I will allow them to introduce themselves.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Nombulelo. I'm working with the committee. Thank you.
Dumelang bagolo, lebitso la ka ke Jabu Shabalala, ke support staff member ya Petitions Committee.
Dumelang bagolo, lebitso la ka ke Refilwa Mathebola, support staff ya committee.
Ndimacheloni, Ndimbura Yeni Walikade. I provide administrative support to the committee. Thank you.
Dumelang baholo. Lebitso ke Senoto Tiane, ke supporta committee ya petitions. Ke a leboga.
Okay.
Good morning. My name is Kevin Reddy, and I am the Section 79 Chairperson of Petitions in the City of Johannesburg. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We can now start.
Thank you, Chair. May I request Ntate James Lifume on behalf of the Committee of Dark City Poortjie to come this side. Ntate James and his delegation, they can sit on the other side. Chair, I'm just about to present.
Do you mind just getting a little bit closer so that
Okay.
because I think we're streaming, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
we want to get the best of
All right, no, thanks. Sure. I'll be presenting the first petition, Chair, that relates to lack of development. Dark City Poortjie, the rapporteur, it's member Mufama, registration number PP43D0316LO. The petitioner is Mr. James Lifume, who submitted this petition on behalf of the community with regard to issues of lack of development in the area, such as sports facilities and roads. These issues were escalated to the ward councillor, but however, to date, they are still waiting. The petition was before the committee and it was adopted and further referred to the responding authority. In this regard, it's City of Joburg on the 17th of March 2016. It was then tabled on a public hearing that was on the 3rd of March 2017 as a result of not getting responses from the city. Subsequent to that, a public meeting was also convened on the 8th of July 2017. Chair, I must indicate that there were follow-ups that were made to solicit responses from the city.
As a point of order, comrade, my name is Sipo. I'm from Orange Farm in Ward 1. We have submitted petitions from Ward 1, but apparently we see on the program here, there's nowhere where it talks about Ward 1. I think even other wards in Zone 1 are not being addressed in this, and we have been invited to come to this gathering. I thought maybe today, actually we thought as Ward 1 that we're going to get answers from the petitions that we've been submitted long ago. We've been submitting petitions since 2019 up until last year, 2021. We've been submitting petitions. We haven't received any answers from those petitions. So we thought maybe by us being here, we're going to get those answers. But apparently we're not on the list, on the program actually. Thank you.
Do you know their petition?
Thank you for that concern. It's understandable. We have requested one of our administrative staff to get in touch with you to understand which petition are you referring to, and then we will see how we deal with it. But we need to proceed because yeah, but I'm saying to you, yeah, let them give you the mic. Give them the mic there. No, it's fine. Let's just continue with that petition that has been read. Can you read the petition again?
Yeah, no, thanks, Chair. As I have previously indicated that the petitioner in this matter is Mr. James, who submitted this petition on behalf of the community, raising a number of issues relative to service delivery in terms of infrastructure, lack of sports facilities. And the petition was before the committee in 2017. It was considered and adopted, further referred to City of Johannesburg on the 17th of March for further consideration and responses. It was then tabled on the 3rd of March in 2017 on a public hearing similar to this nature as a result of not receiving responses from the city. And subsequent to that, there was another public meeting that was convened on the 16th of July 2017. To date, Chair, out of the issues that have been raised, we are yet to get a progress report. Our office has been receiving a concern from the community of Poortjie in terms of lack of responses and also lack of development, in particular to Poortjie. So this is the platform whereby City of Joburg will then respond to this petition. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Tate Mufam, Mufume. Huh? Mufume. Yes, do you acknowledge the petition? For record present, yes. Okay. City of Joburg, can we get a response?
Hello? Dumelang bagolo. Protocol observed. My name is Patricia Nkosi. I'm a project manager in the City of Johannesburg in the Region G. This project is one of the projects that I'm implementing in the region. Yes, we acknowledge this petition. We've been working towards finalization of the request from the community in terms of this petition. In brief, the Dark City informal settlement, it's located outside the township where we are now, which is the Poortjie proper. It's within the remainder farm portion, Poortjie 338, and the remainder of Rietfontein 143, 336. The properties belongs to Gauteng and Public Works. So we have consolidated 2 properties and subdivided them for development of the Dark City Poortjie. So to date, we have appointed consultants that they've come up with a layout. The layout was approved. They've pegged the area. People were relocated from the other portion of Dark City was within Mfuleni municipality land. Were relocated within the boundary of the City of Johannesburg into a green field where we have created all those things. So everybody has been sitting on permanent stand as we speak. We have provided level 1 service of water. We are busy with sewer service level 1 also because of the lack of sewer capacity in the area. The sewer capacity of Poortjie is going towards the Sebokeng sewer works. So to date, we have not received a positive response from Sebokeng that we can tap into their sewer. So the area, it's left with electrification. Everybody is settled into individual stands accordingly. So we've been working with the committee since 2017. Yes, we were disturbed by the COVID 2020 and 2021, which also led to the delay of us getting the record of decision from the GDART. Finally, we got those, and all the committee, all the members of the community, they are settled according to the layout. So the services that are given now are still temporal services. Going forward, we are prepared to improve the services as we are establishing this township into a full approved township. Can I stop there? Thank you.
Thank you. And Tate James, do you take the explanation? From the explanation given is that the area has been subdivided for development. The layout has been approved. Everyone is located in a stand now. And level 1 services are being provided. Although there's still a challenge of tapping into the sewer network that belongs to the sister municipality, but work is in progress. Is it acceptable?
Yes, it's accepted, but we still have a challenge. On the other side of Dark City, there has been nothing. They haven't done anything. Roads, electricity, but electricity, we had a meeting with ESCOM last week. They say they're gonna come on the last week of June. In terms of roads, there's been nothing so far. But whatever Mampet has said, people have been reallocated to this side. But there's no water on the other side of Dark City.
Okay, so you are saying work has been done, but not enough.
But not good enough.
Okay, did you hear that? Do you have a response?
Dumelang. Dumelang again. With regard to Johannesburg Water, yes, we're in a process. Currently, there's a contractor on site that is providing the sewer, and further water is still spreading the area. Where we have provided, it's where there was a green field where we relocated people. But in the brown field, where people have been there are communal taps on the roads that people still access those communal taps. Unless if they are broken, therefore, Johannesburg Water need to come in and explain if they are, when are they going to repair those communal taps. Thank you. With regard to roads, the roads department, they need to explain regarding the gravel road, how are they maintaining the gravel road? Because according to me, until we proclaim the township, that's when they will be able to put the tarred road in the area. Thanks.
Okay, there it is. I think in essence what she's saying, until the township is formally proclaimed, there's some services that will not be possible for now. But as soon as that is done, I think that issue will be resolved, including the construction of roads. But I suppose the issue of water, Johannesburg Water will be informed to come and check whether it's broken taps or make sure that there is water in the area. Is it fine?
What's about that work? It's been a while. It's still not quite now. The main people, Beloring, Kibona, the signatures when we petition, DTMO, it's like they are being ignored. The Kakwa, how it's talent to Zingat. There's this portion ring, but to remove from that side, but and then Kakwa to Balabakwa. So far, truly speaking, I also really next. Hona di toilet, di kantle, ho di jaret. Agere na ba phekua hantle. Bana ba bewa ka tsele right. So di jarete no so far, I also be di toilet ka hara ma jaret. Tse ding di kantle. The electricity, the tapo, di tsama strategy, zinyoka di ngata fela.
Okay, Honorable members.
Thanks, Chair. According to the information, the petition was sent sometime in 2016. And if I'm not mistaken, to date, there has not been any report from the City of Johannesburg. Even now, we don't have a report except what we are told now. Is that correct? I think that in itself, ma'am, is a problem. Because many instances, many times when people petition, is because they are not getting anything from the authority. And then it is sent to us as an escalation. It doesn't mean that nothing is happening, but the main problem is communication. And I think you are agreeing with us that we have not communicated enough. Even to ourselves, you don't have a report. Because I think, in honest, what we have said, we cannot say is a report. It is just that you responded because you are in a meeting. That in itself is a problem. I don't think that is how we should run government. Having said that, I am going to appeal that you communicate with the petitioners. All these frustrations that we have, please share them with petitioners. There should be a forum where we engage with them so that we can share your frustrations as well. Like even from the petitioner side, I think if a platform is created, we'll be able to engage thoroughly. I think that is the only thing, Chair, I can say for now. Thanks.
Okay, no, there it is. Mr. Reddy, did you hear it? The City of Joburg does not provide the reports. It waits until we get into a meeting like this and start giving us verbal reports, which is unfair and unfortunate. And it should not happen that way. But for progress of this meeting, we will therefore agree that you get in touch with the petitioners and clarify the issue of water as they have indicated. But also please make sure that in that meeting that you are going to have with the petitioners, bring Joburg Water and Johannesburg Road Agency so that they are able to clarify the issue of how are they going to deal with the issue of water and the issue of roads in that meeting. What we'll then do from our side is to follow up in terms of receiving reports, but you must also indicate how long do you think this will take? At least let's have an indication of how soon can you convene that meeting where you will invite Joburg Water, Joburg Roads, and meet with the petitioners. How soon can we have that meeting?
Hello, thank you very much, Chair. In honest fact, I'm in touch almost every day with the petitioners. Last week we had a meeting, the councillor is here. We had a meeting, we updated them. Johannesburg Water was there. The only Johannesburg Road which was not available. They've promised, I wrote a letter to Johannesburg Water. I indicated exactly what I'm expecting them to do in the whole township of the area. I've shared a DW file so as they must design. Last week, there was an inspection by Johannesburg Water and the petitioners on site on Friday, where they were checking where we didn't provide water. I guess I was even asking the petitioner this morning that I haven't received a report from Johannesburg Water after the inspection. But our meeting last week held an inspection on Friday, was Friday last week, James, where you went on site. But beside ESCOM, also in the very same case, when I was called to this meeting, I wanted to call ESCOM to come and present this current financial year. The electricity is going to happen by ESCOM. It was gazetted. The application was approved. So ESCOM presented what they are going to do it, I think starting from about July or so. They informed the petitioners, but the meetings will continue engaging the petitioners until such time that everything hit the ground and the petitioners report back to the legislature. Thank you very much, Chair.
No, it's fine. I hear your explanation, but I had requested you, how soon can you have a meeting? Where Johannesburg roads, Johannesburg water will be present. And I take note that you had a meeting last week, the inspection was done. It's much appreciated, but it's unfortunate that you didn't see it necessary to send a report to the Petitions Committee. But it's fine. We are moving forward. How soon can we have a meeting? I thought you would say in a week or 2 weeks' time, or as it suits you, because you need to first invite the Johannesburg roads and Johannesburg water. It's just a matter of time.
Chair, let me commit myself for the first week of June. I'll coordinate another meeting in the same hall with the responsible person via the ward councillor and the petitioners, of course.
No, thank you very much. We'll leave it as that.
Thank you.
The first week of June, here, Johannesburg water, Johannesburg roads. If ESCOM is available, will also be invited. It will be communicated through the councillor. Can we leave it as such?
Oh, it's okay. If only we want to have a meeting, it's fine.
Thank you very much, Tate James. Thank you. Can we go to the next petition? Manwafula.
Thank you, Chair. The next petition was submitted by Mr. Ndota Kwabeni. Mr. Ndota Kwabeni, may I request you to come forward? It is in relation to proclamation of worship site, stand number 15744, Orange Farm Extension 4, registration number PP23D0315LO. Ukhona ubaba uGwabeni? It's Mr. Ndota. Is he here? Yeah, can I request that you come?
Thank you, Chair. Are we allowed as community to ask questions for now, or like the first petitioners have already sit down?
Yeah, we have resolved the first petition, or resolved that the meeting will take place on the 1st of June. A discussion will then ensue there if there's any questions. Because here with us, we don't have Joburg water, Joburg roads, and ESCOM or city power.
No, sorry, Chair. Our concern is one. Like Mayor Pet is here, Tatel Sekho is here, the petitioners are here. Chair, we always get different answers and explanations, and difficult ones to understand. This project has been going for a very long time. Chair, batho ba ba re shaya ba. Lo wena ba o shaya, Chair. Ntho e ntse bua mona, Chair, ke Mepet, ha iyo kaofela. Even if how to amo, Chair, Okahara Porigi, just take a site visit, High Hole. It's a 5 minutes walk. We are divided as community right now. Because development is a site A1, citing A1 hard. So, Chair, my request is one. Please, Mepet, as much as I love you and respect you, what a shasha happens again. We had a meeting with you a month before last. What's a piece of rotata? Let today house work. So, Chair, you could power away and yourself, even legislature, you could just take a walk. A 5 minutes walk, then you'll tell me you can fire her today. Thank you.
Thank you. We take note of what you've said. But unfortunately, if we were going to work that way, it will not be fair to the petitioner. That's why when we get into a petition, we invite the person who has authored the petition to come forward and be part of the discussion. So the lead petitioner has agreed that let's have a meeting, but you are not listening. Let's have a meeting on the first week of June so that we further discuss all what Sespet has said with in the meeting. Johannesburg Water, Johannesburg Roads, Eskom and City Power, whoever is supposed to be providing electricity will be invited in that meeting. And obvious, it means some staff of the legislature will be part of the meeting to come and observe the proceedings of that meeting if it's yielding any further results as it's supposed to. But I think we've already resolved on that issue. Can we get to the next petition?
Good day, community. I need to do additionally to what my brother have said. We're in a shortage.
But we have not noted you.
No, I've been given the mic.
Sorry?
I've been raised the hand and I've been given the mic.
I did not see you. The person who gave the mic,
Yeah.
you can't give the mic without the person being noted.
Just I need to highlight one thing is
No,
missing.
it's fine. I will allow you to talk.
Yes.
But if we are going to run a meeting where anybody can just grab a mic
no.
and talk, I don't think it's a best way of running a meeting.
No, I'm sorry. I've been staying in Dark City for almost 3 decades. That is 27 years. We don't have title deeds. So I need you guys to clear that story. What kind of a story is this? We need title deeds. It's so long been applying for title deeds, but there is no response. We've been given 5 different numbers in our houses. So we actually don't know which is the exactly number should be our posted address. So it's not only about water and electricity. Even title deeds are also in need of them. Thank you.
Chair, maybe let's explain the process a little bit. Petitioner na leona. But ne ba dutse mona. But the officials ne dile this side. Ntwe ba buileng ka tswana mo petitioning 1. Ba bua ka di sports facilities. 2. Ba bua ka issue ya ditsela. Ke yona e re tlisitseng mona. It doesn't mean haona mathata a mang. Mara a ba ngotse mo petitioning ke sports facilities le ditsela. So ha re bua ka sports facilities le ditsela a re bue ka dintho tse ding. It doesn't mean haona mathata mo go tsona. Mara e re tlisitseng mona ka batho ba tletsitse ditletsebo tsa bona ke ya sports facilities le ditsela. Ya utlwala mathata ho tla mangata. But then how at least a morona o tshwantse o bua o batla re dile ka ha ba batla re dile ka tsona wa ngola kaofela. Batho bana ha batla ba tlisa report based on the issues of the raising. That is why time and again re batla ibe in a written form. Ba ska bua ntho ba dinahana ba bua ntho e le hore ba tseba ro tlo etsala jwalo. Ki buella chair so that la re tla go di petition tse ding re be le understanding e tshwana. Ha e ba o sana le issue o sa itabelang ya di title deed, you can still do a petition ya di title deed. You can still do a petition ya any other thing ya go Dark City. E re ke le buelleng o ba neng batho bana ba tsamaile. Di petitioners ha di dutse mona ba itse bona ba dumellana le process e chairperson
a na e beya pele ha bona rona re bomang a ke re petition re utlwa ka ena ha eba o thabile there is nothing we can do ya utlwala mara ka meeting wa June ha so the end of the petition re sa tlo khutla ra etsa follow up mo petition ena e until petitioner are the issues are resolved. It's not a once off exercise. Ne ke re ke tlhalosa che. Thank you very much.
No, no. Okay, no, it's fine. Let's go to the next petition.
Thanks. Thank you, Chair. Chair, we will proceed with the second petition in the absence of the lead petitioner. I don't know as to whether Mr. Ndota Gwabeni is here, but I will then go through the petition and also afford the responding authority an opportunity to respond to issues that have been raised. The petition relates to proclamation of worship site, stand number 15744, Orange Farm Extension 4. The petitioner is Mr. Ndota Gwabeni, an adult female writing on behalf of the Zion Christian Church in Orange Farm. The petitioner alleges to have a challenge with regard to a site where they congregate, and the stand number is 15744 extension 4 Orange Farm. The petitioner alleges that they have been congregating on the stand site for the past 24 years, but they do not have rightful ownership of the land. The petitioner seeks assistance to have ownership of the site where they worship. The petitioner claims to have sought help from the Joburg Property Company, and they were told that Popcrom does not deal with land that belongs to the province. And afterwards, they were referred to the province. Subsequently, the province referred them to City of Johannesburg, and City of Johannesburg referred them to the Department of Infrastructure and Urban Planning. They spoke to Mr. Jacob Mamabulu and they gave him documents, but they were not afforded any help. Human Settlement and City of Joburg did not receive any support. Chair, the petition was before the committee. It was adopted and referred to responding authority for consideration and responses on the 1st March of 2016. It was also tabled on the hearing, wherein the committee resolved that the petition should be escalated to the Department of Infrastructure Development and Human Settlement for processing and reporting, noting the outcome that the land parcel belongs to GPG, as reported by Councillor Shabalala by then and confirmed by the petitioners. It was further noted that the land parcel is zoned for a public usage. Sorry, please. But what's one nerkupa tswetswe ha batswa batswe ba thutse ra kupa, please. Chair, as it stands, we are yet to receive any progress report relative to
COJ.
COJ. Mr. Reddy. His comrades.
Morning. Good morning.
No, it's fine. Let's jump that one. We are told they are still on their way. Are you responding on the issue? Okay.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, committee members. My name is Johan Jansen van Vuren, and I'm from the City of Joburg Property Company. This matter was allocated to the course of yesterday by the JPC CEO. Did submit a response.
You can stand up, Hans.
Thank you very much, Chair. As indicated, we did send through a response yesterday afternoon on this matter. The report was sent through during the course of yesterday afternoon, and it relates to this specific matter, which was brought to the committee's attention by the Zion Christian Church. If I may, could I just bring to the committee the response as we've tabled. It's about 1.5 pages. The City of Joburg Property Company, JPC, received a petition from the Gauteng Provincial Legislature Petitions Committee on behalf of the Zion Christian Church regarding the proclamation of worshipping site in respect of Earth 15744, Orange Farm Extension 4. Earth 15744, Orange Farm Extension 4, is owned by the City of Johannesburg. Attached to the report is a copy of the wind deed indicating the ownership by the City of Johannesburg. The Gauteng Department of Human Settlement devolved Earth 15744 Orange Farm Extension 4 to the City of Johannesburg on the 24th of October 2016. After the property was devolved to the City of Johannesburg, the City of Joburg Property Company was notified by the National Department of Public Works that Earth 15744 Orange Farm Extension 4 had been earmarked for the construction of a magistrates court, which is required in Region G. The Department of Public Works and Human Settlements had agreed that Earth 15744 would be transferred back to the Department of Public Works. Earth 15744 was therefore not supposed to have been devolved to the City of Johannesburg due to the fact that the Department of Public Works already had plans in place to utilize the property in the best interest of the community of Orange Farm. Numerous meetings were held between JPC, the Department of Public Works, and the Zion Christian Church regarding the transfer of Earth 15744 Orange Farm to the Department of Public Works. In addition, during the meetings, the Zion Christian Church presented documentation claiming ownership of the land. However, the documentation submitted by the Zion Christian Church, it was asserted that the Zion Christian Church has no entitlement to the council-owned land. Furthermore, JPC proceeded to obtain a council resolution on the 25th and 27th of May 2021. This was done in terms of Section 14.6 of the Municipal Finance Management Act and Regulation 21F of the Asset Transfer Regulations, where it was resolved by Council that the property is not required to provide the minimum level of basic municipal services and is surplus to the City of Johannesburg's requirements and can be transferred back to the National Department of Public Works at no cost. And also attached to the report is the approved Council resolution. That's our case from this side. Thank you, Chair.
thank you very much for the report. It's also unfortunate that the report was received yesterday. It takes very long for the COJ to submit the reports. And I think it's one element that you must work it within your system to make sure that you respond in time. Probably had you responded in time, there will not have been any need for the matter to come to this meeting. Have you had a meeting with the ZCC after the council resolution which said that the land must be transferred back to the Department of Public Works? And if so, what is the alternative solution you are providing with regards to housing the ZCC church? Because from the report or from the petition submitted, the church alleges that they've been lodging in that piece of land for almost 24 years. And it's understandable that there is a need for development there, but where are you taking the ZCC church? What is your solution? What's your response to that, Mr. Hans?
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to allow my stakeholder consultant for the region that's very much been involved with the consultations to respond.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Patrick Mufulo from Johannesburg Property Company. I'm a stakeholder consultant for the company. Chair, a meeting was held between Department of Public Works and the ZCC chairs. And it was resolved that the urban would be shared between the church and the Department of Public Works, which the department intend to build the court. Further that, Chair, there was no development. There was no development. In terms of what we will do, Chair, it's another dicey issue. Because the church, as many other church and business people, they've invaded their land. They're not entitled to the occupation of the land, Chair. So it becomes very difficult to answer a question here, what should be done to the church, you know. But best to hope that the Department of Public Works continue with its plans of accommodating the church and the court on site. I thank you, Chair.
Thanks, Chair. Chair, my suggestion was that, Chair, maybe we need to do a follow-up engagement with both Department of Works, the church, and COJ on site, so that we can then take the matter further and get to resolve it. That is what I can say for now, Chair. Thanks. It's just unfortunate that the petitioner is not here, so that all the facts can be gathered on site and we are able to deal with this matter. Because part of what we are saying is that Department of Works, to a larger extent, they can be able to accommodate them. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Member Letwaba. I think what we will then do is that my colleague there said he's a stakeholder consultant. Can we therefore request that you facilitate a meeting between Public Works, COJ, your property division, and the ZCC Church, and notify us in the petitions committee to be part of that meeting so that the issue is resolved on that day? So that there is clear understanding in terms of what sort of share ownership will happen between Public Works and the ZCC Church, and when will that happen, so that there's certainty from the church side, but also Public Works is aware what needs to happen, including yourself as part of implementing the resolution of council as agreed. Can we leave it as such? Thank you. The next petition.
Thank you, Chair. The next petition is encroachment, Lenasia. The petitioner is Ms. Nancy Makamo. Nancy? Yeah, nekupa utle kopile, ma'am.
Miss or Nancy?
Nancy.
Nancy Makama.
Makamo, yeah.
Who's the respondent?
Is the city. Thanks, Chair. Registration number PP 32D0321LO. The petitioner is Ms. Nancy Makamo, who resides at 11263 Mendy Street, extension 13, Lenasia, who alleges that a neighbor who resides at 11264 encroached parts of her land by building a wall which has closed the driveway. She also alleges that she tried to negotiate with him on the matter, but is not coming on board, which has started affecting her quality of life. She therefore requests the legislature to assist in facilitating the process of having the wall demolished, as the municipality has not assisted her thus far. Chair, the petition was before the committee for consideration and adoption. It was further referred to City of Johannesburg for investigation and reporting on the 8th of March 2021. We are currently awaiting a status report. Thank you, Chair.
Good day. Nancy, do you acknowledge that as your petition?
Yes.
Thank you. COJ?
Good day, Chair. The petition that I have here is for stand 9817 and 9816. The one, I'm just want to verify if is this the same that she's having.
But from what I heard, he said it's 11236. Is it not the one?
No.
Yeah, but we want a response on this one that we have read
Okay.
it for you.
Because it was not brought to me, we have two chiefs in the regions. So I'll have to follow up on that one. I'll report to it. I'll follow it up.
What do you mean you follow up?
I'll have to follow up with the chief of the area.
Colleagues, you are very unfair. The invitation was indicative of the responses that we expect from you.
Okay. Can I get the partition? Because the thing is that the one that I got is this one. Another one shows Alexandra. Oh, this one is Alexandra. It's this one, they say is Lenasia, sir. Lenasia.
Did you get the correct one? Okay, can you just quickly lie us with the can you quickly get in touch with Snoto there? He will give you the proper one. There at the back with a brown jacket. Menensi, I think they are still trying to sort out which one is which one. Can you just go back? We'll call you again.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Chair. The next one will be Ntate Patrick Makhalifa. Illegal electricity connection from Diepkloof. Ntate Patrick. Ntate Patrick.
Previous one. This one. Here and next. Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
If I let's take the next one.
Miss Lina Sibeko. Ke kopa o tle ko pele, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, give him the mic.
Try to get the silent shot.
Ke a leboga Chair. Chair, ke member ya ko community ya ko Bakhumane ko Diepkloof. Ke utlwile o bua gore motho ke ntseng petition Pat Makhalifa. Ke a bona ha tlhagelle mo. So rona re community ya ko Diepkloof ko Bakhumana. And taba ya petition ya go na le illegal connection ko Bakhumana, it's incorrect and nonsensical. Re na le 3 years re sena electricity ko Bakhumane. Now they are claiming go na le illegal connection ko Bakhumane. It's so unfortunate that abaso kene ko estate. Ko Bakhumane re investile ko di solar panels. Maybe ke tsone tse ba kam problem. Banana re na le electricity, re na le di solar panels. The only thing re ikopang ko Bakhumana ke gore ba re fe permission to develop. Re tla limit halfway as the city of Johannesburg. We are willing to meet you halfway. We wrote a letter to Eskom promising them to pay them on a month to month. They said no, because this is a political game involved more. So ne re kopa le re recognize, re tswa Diepkloof re tswa Kgole. Kopa le re recognize le sa jumper issue. Let's talk about this issue.
Okay, we are proceeding. We now have Ms. Lina Speko on the petition that is going to read here. We are leaving no petition. We will come back to that one. Can you read the next petition?
Thank you, Chair. Request for title deed, Diepkloof Zone 2, registration number PP35C 1014LO. The petitioner is Mrs. Lina Sibeko, who resides as 2752A Zone 2 Diepkloof, who alleges that she has been requesting to be issued with a title deed for the above-mentioned property without any success. She has been informed that the details are not on the system. However, she received monthly statements from the City of Johannesburg. Her house is a double sectional stand and only the details of a neighbor reflect on the deeds office. Chair, the petition was before the committee for consideration and adoption. It was adopted and referred to City of Joburg on the 23rd of October 2014 for investigation and reporting. Numerous follow-ups were done with the city pertaining to this matter, Chair. I must indicate that to date we have not yet received any progress report. Thank you, Chair.
Me ki a lena petition yake. Eti le petition ba ifundile I petition yako.
Petition having. Kenna.
Okay. COJ.
Chair, my name is Poortjie from the Department of Human Settlement. The petition will be responded to by the province. Mr. Libina Shabe is going to respond to it.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Libina Shabe. Ke sebeletsa Gauteng Department of Human Settlements, section ya title deed. The petition ya Melina Maseko was brought to us. Unfortunately, it's clear that it's been a long outstanding matter. But in respect of the problem at hand for the issuance of the title deed, the investigation that was done has established that there has been a wrongful registration. The property that belongs to Mayor Sibeko was wrongly registered to the neighbor, Mr. and Mrs. Maluleke. And what has happened is that since the registration happened, both Mr. and Mrs. Maluleka have since passed away. And in order for Gauteng Department of Human Settlements to respond to the matter rectification so that this property can revert back to Mayor Sibeko. The surviving next of kin for the Maluleke family, the daughter, had to sign a letter of authority so that could allow the appointed conveyancer to do the rectification transfer. So what I'm trying to say, Chair, is that at this point in time, we are chasing the daughter to Mr. and Mrs. Maluleka so that we can get, so that she can get a power of authority in order for her to allow the department to do the rectification transfer. And the conveyancer appointed has since approached the daughter, and hopefully in the coming days, Potatola, the power of, the letter of authority, so that rectification can happen. And as soon as rectification is ahead, then the property will be registered in the name ya Me Sibeko, and the other one will then be registered in the name ya the Maluleke family. Our plan, Chair, is that by 31st of July this year, the whole process should have been completed. Thank you.
Lo utlwile mme?
Ate ke leboha fela ha e ka kgutlela ho nna ntlo ya ka. Ha e ka kgutlela ho nna e re nhlang ke yang badimong ke tsebe hore bana ba ka ba setse ka tlung. Ha ke batle letho la motho, ke batla ntlo ya ka.
Jwale ba re ba promisa hore o ya ka bona be ba bona ka re before o fela July process e be tshwantse e be e feletse ntlo e buetse wena le
Leboha haholo.
Okay. Can you also notify the petitions committee of all the process as you proceed into making sure that we meet the July 31st deadline? Okay.
We will do that, Chair, and every step of the way we will keep reporting from the time when rectification has been done at the deeds office until the corrected title has been issued. Keep reporting.
Okay, that's fine. No, ulukile akere mme.
Madam.
Ya bathi so banikeza isikhathi angithi kufikela end of July bayilungise ibuyele back kumagameni yakho.
Yebo.
Okay.
Yebo.
Number lethu apha.
Sure, mama.
No, Chair, I wanted to verify. Did you say end of July or end of August?
End of July.
Thank you. Next petition. Okay, let's go to the Diepkloof one. It's fine.
Thanks, Chair. I'll present the one that we just recently deferred, illegal electricity connection, skill center, Bukhomana Primary in Diepkloof, registration number PP38C 1014LO. The petitioner is Mr. Patrick Makhalifa on behalf of the Committee of Diepkloof Zone 4, who alleges that Bukhomana Primary is no longer operational and is being used by a church that has illegally connected electricity. He further alleges that the church is using electricity illegally and is not paying for it. Ke kopa tsebe baholo. A ke tshepe ho na le batho ba banyane mo, but the noise, the level of noise, it's unbearable. Ke a kopa tswetswe. Please. Chair, the petition was before the committee for consideration and adoption. It was subsequent to that, it was then adopted, referred to the responding authority. In this regard, it's City of Johannesburg on the 23rd of October 2014. Numerous follow-up were done with the city, soliciting responses to that effect. However, Chair must indicate that we have not yet received any response. Chair, we are currently awaiting a progress report. I've just been informed that Tate Patrick Makhalifa has arrived, and if that is the case, may I request Tate Makhalifa to come to the bench. Mopili. Thanks, Chair.
Tate Makhalifa is here. But we are told he has just arrived. If not, in any way, City of Joburg, can you respond? City of Joburg?
Okay, thank you, Chair. My name is Christopher Lemeke. I work for City Power at Boysens in the Revenue Collection Department. So this particular matter requires the intervention of ESCOM, because it's an ESCOM area of supply, it's not City Power area of supply. So unless otherwise there's somebody from ESCOM that can actually respond to this one. I'm really sorry that it's not within my jurisdiction as an employee from City Power. Thank you.
So City Power is saying it's an ESCOM matter. Or you are standing in for Mr. Patrick?
No, I'm standing on behalf of the people of Bakomana. Mr. Chair, can I be given an opportunity to explain this whole thing that is happening here? This case goes back to 2014. Fast track to date, there's been a development that is happening at Bakomana. There's now human beings that are staying there. In the interim, I wanted to be given an opportunity to outline the very thing that is we need to go forward on. So to address the issues still on the affect Tabatu. One of the things that affect Tabatu, more especially about Diepkloof, is housing. Diepkloof in 1958 to date, a allocation leling like Diepkloof killer few allocation. But to they resort to toilet plague, sometimes is not permissible. But because of the frustrations that people are going through, to date, we want to meet the government halfway. The people of Bakomana, they say they want to pay for electricity. They want to meet the government halfway. They need to develop that place. We'll meet halfway. Are shabaneng le ntho tsa go develop batho re tlole ntho tsa go batho ba kenya di petition most ya bona aba patale electricity ma ba kenya di petitions these people, but you go back there you check aba patale di services, but they've got the audacity ya go tlo le dula mo ba tlo botsa lona gore batho ba di illegal connections. Why can't we find solutions? The solar systems, why can't we invest mo bathong ka di solar system? Issue ya electricity ka se fele today because ESCOM you can see we can develop and be innovative, come up with better things. Solar systems. Invest in our people. We can develop these things. There's a test run on this solar. When Diepkloof is dark because of load shedding, our community is alive because of solar systems. These people are backwards. People must move. Issue your housing. We can convert that community. Give us permission to develop. We can convert that community into container housing. Container housing is the most cheapest mode to give to people. Seeing that government is unable to meet the demand, container housing is the solution. If ever we can meet us halfway, we can meet you halfway. We promised us 40,000 a month, they rejected us. You can see that there's a problem within the system. Let's look at these things. Let's progress. Rwaka issue 2014 illegal connection to 2022. It's so disappointing. Thank you.
Okay. The petitioner is not here. Someone had came and also said issues that relates to the petition, but it's making it very difficult for us to deal with the issue at hand if the petitioner is not here, because we are here as a response to the petition. And I take note of what our brother has said there. But considering that the petitioner is not here, maybe what we can also do, will allow the administrative staff just to meet with our brother and indicate to him the processes that needs to be involved into resolving this situation, particularly anything that it's not according to this petition, because it will be unfortunate that we start resolving issues on issues that relates to the petition, but against what the petitioner has said. Tomorrow, the petitioner will come and say, how far is the resolution of my petition? And we will not be able to answer. And I saw, but as I wrap up, I saw a hand somewhere in the back. Do you still want to say something? But please, speak to the petition, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and the podium there. With due respect, sir, I'm also aiding on my comrade who just said something about Bakoman. I just like to ask you a question. If somebody comes to you and complain or reports something about something, what do? Do you take that matter as serious? Or you start and making a research or investigation? Why are we here? It was reported you got a petition that Bakomani has illegal electrical connection. Did you take it forward that you go to Bakomani and check before even we were brought here? No, you didn't. I'm one of the leadership of Bakomani. Bakomani, it doesn't have electricity. It had electricity and it was not legal. When we got into Bakomani, the electricity, there was existing electricity. Remember, it was a school during those days. And the government abandoned it and left it for years and years. It was a crime haven that you couldn't pass there. Our sisters were done so bad things in there. So we decided as the community of Diepkloof, we're gonna occupy and protect the building for further vandalization. We started Bakomani from the start. We built it. There were no doors, no roofs, no windows, no toilets. But today we are having a flushing toilets, we are having running water. And then we use solar panels. We don't have electricity because ESCOM, like the person who made a petition here, he's like those ESCOM guys who came and cutted our cable. I don't know why they cutted the cable, because when we came to Bakomani, we confronted them. We went with money, a large amount of money that we need them to come and install a prepaid. Their answer was that they need this thing, title deed. How can you get the title deed in the government's place? So what I'm trying to say, you can send your team. We have solars When there's load shedding, Bakomani is Sun City. Bakomani is Sun City. So, I don't know how can I say it. Even the very same person, he knows about it. But why did he petition it and say, he's our councillor, we know him, he stays in Diepkloof. So there's nothing like that of illegally. We are loyal citizens of South Africa. ESCOM doesn't have a revenue, but it declined us with 30,000. Why? Because it's politically motivated. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think. No.
I give a two buas because I give a two huitoma. I'm proud of my language. Kiema mo ele founder ya Bakhomana. Kidula next door le Bakhomana. Dilo tse di ne di etsagala Bakhomana re le community ya Bakhomana re ne re sa khone go di emela. Go ne go tsua dikoloi go reipelwa banyana ko Bakhomana. Gona nong go kene mikhukhu ko Bakhomana batho ba na le dipuo tse di tsweleng tseleng ba re ba tlo re etsetsa petition ya go re tswe Bakhomana ba re penta ka dipente tse blue le tse red. Bakhomana we are using the prima stove and go na le bana ba ba le mo community ke bala 8 ba ba nang le asthma because of the prima stove. Ha le ka re thusa la re kenyetsa electricity re ka thaba. Ke a leboga.
Thank you. We'll get back to the normal way of dealing with issues. But I must appreciate the representation by the community of Bakhomani. Your matter and submission has been well received. What we'll then do, we'll ask the administrative staff of the Petitions Committee to get in touch with you to assist you into formalizing your request. Because things does not go in a way that you just get into a meeting and make a submission. We must do as Tatema Khalepa has done, whether wrong or right, we must also formalize our request. And I take note that it's been time since 2014 from your submission. But what we'll do, we'll ask one person to get in touch with you, and then let's formalize the submission. We'll obviously need to arrange an interaction with yourself. We'll call the ward councillor to that interaction, and then we'll see how we resolve the matter forward. But considering that Mr. Patrick is not here, we'll now move to the next petition. Thank you. Next petition. Yeah.
Thanks, Chair. The next one will be allocation of RDP House, Tefontein. Registration number PP68D0320. The petitioner is Mr. Christopher Lisufi. Ntate Lisufi uteng. Christopher. Chair, the petitioner is Ntate Christopher Lisufi, an elderly male who resided 58 Betha Street, Tefontein, Johannesburg, who alleges that he applied for an RDP house in 2003, and to date he has not been allocated an RDP house. He states that he is a single parent raising 2 children and is currently unemployed. Chair, the petition was before the committee for consideration and adoption. It was adopted and referred to both the City of Johannesburg and the Department of Human Settlement for investigation and reporting on the 16th of March 2020. We are expecting a progress report. Thank you, Chair.
And Tate, do you agree this is your petition?
Yes,
okay,
Papa.
City of Joburg, your response? City of Joburg, you seem disorganized, eh? And you came knowing these petitions, every now and then you seem to very disorganized.
Thanks, Chair. Again, my name is Sipo. We will respond to it as the province. Mr. Mfanisen Khate will respond to it.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Mfanisen Khatebe. We received the petition in the past few days, and we would like to acknowledge the fact that we did a bit of investigation on why he's not been allocated. Like any other applicants that apply for housing in our database, he is on needs. Unfortunately, in the area where he's residing in, we don't currently have any stock of any RTPs that we're building. So he has to wait, like many of them that are waiting. We're currently processing special needs applicants currently because in Joburg specifically, the units that we're building are in the south of Joburg and in the north of Joburg. And currently, they are in the development stage. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the response. Do you have anything to say in that?
Thank you, PSC. In actual fact, I'm sour. I'm very, very sour, and now it's like it gets sour into my mind. Since I'm struggling to get a house, I'm a father who is raising the children who doesn't have mother. It is very rare, you know, to find a father playing 2 parts, the part of mom and dad. So that is why I end up going to Legislature looking for a help. So, I don't know.
You are saying you are currently having projects in the north and the south of Johannesburg. Have you had an interaction if the petitioner could have problems if you allocate him in either the north and south, or are you starting to think about it when we are here? Did you ever think about it?
Thank you, Chair. Like I indicated earlier on, currently the stock that is available, it has people that have already been approved that needs to be allocated to them. those that are still being built, obviously, we look at the area that has been identified by the city council to say we need to be able to look after and do this based on the resolution. Case Rababa is the first time that we come across it. It's few days, we received it a few days ago, and we investigated, and we found that it's registered on the needs system. If I may say so, maybe we're repeating it again. On the needs system, we have over 400 applicants that are sitting on the needs system that have not benefited anyway. So that's one of our challenges. We have less than what we're supposed to provide. But we would further investigate what are the challenges that is having, perhaps engage with the applicant. But currently, we don't have any stock around where he's residing.
Honorable Ledwaba and Member Shiniman.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thanks, Chair. The chairperson is very disturbing. Very much disturbing because the issues that we are dealing with here are very serious. And it's very difficult for our departments to come here and definitely say nothing about what they're supposed to do. Because the response that is given in this meeting very much, disturbing because it's like they come here without even preparing on what they have to say. And the worst thing is that communication between the petitioners and them is very key, so that they must not come and embarrass our people in this fashion. Thank you very much.
Member Schneemann.
No, thanks, Chair. I think I've been covered a bit by my colleague next to me, Member Dolly Ledwaba. I must say that I have a serious concern that we are dealing with a matter like this. It's a sensitive matter, and we're dealing it in with this fashion. I don't think it's correct. I'm surprised that this petition was forwarded to the City of Johannesburg in 2020. Now we're being told it was received by the department, provincial department, a few days ago. And I just want to raise my displeasure and unhappiness at the manner in which this is being dealt with. I think it's wrong. And I'm covered as well. I mean, to come and for us to come here, and this is the kind of response that is given. Can I maybe make a proposal, Chair, that we request the Provincial Department of Human Settlements, the City of Joburg, to interact outside of this meeting, interact with the petitioner, and try and find some kind of solution and report back to the Petitions Portfolio Committee outside of this meeting. But I don't think it can be acceptable. I don't think it can be acceptable that we just give an answer across a hall like this. I don't think that's acceptable. And at least there must be some engagement and come back to the Petitions Portfolio Committee in the next couple of days to indicate what are the possibilities that can be looked at. I do want to say this, Chair. We were at a similar hearing in Chief Makhali. No, not Chief Makhali, in in Chief Makhali, about a week and a half ago. We were there. And on the spot, the Provincial Department of Human Settlements were proposing possible solutions. So I think there should be some engagement, report back to the Petitions Standing Committee, as to what are the possibilities that can be looked at. That's all I'm requesting, Chair. But to handle it in this manner, and then to say to the petitioner, sorry, you must just wait. I don't think it's professional. I'm not saying we must jump queues, but I think there should be the decency of being able to have an engagement and to try and find in what way the petitioner can be assisted, in whatever way it is. But it shouldn't be in this manner. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you. It's a solution. I think you have taken note of what honorable members are proposing. Get in touch with the petitioner, with your colleagues from the COJ, find an amicable way of resolving this issue. Please notify the petitions committee of the intervention that you are going to make. And I think Honorable Schneemann is correct. We are in no way saying, please make him jump the queue. But it's just unfair the way you are generalizing the responses. You are saying to this petitions committee that there's 400 people in the queue. So it means nothing that you have someone who has applied, who has written a petition, and you will say, no, in any way, go and take a queue. I don't think it's a proper way of responding. Please sharpen your way of responding to the petitions committee and to the public as well. Let's appreciate that these are the people that create our jobs. Let's appreciate that these people are the ones that we get salaries from. We are in no way doing them a favor by coming to work and responding and writing these reports. It is part of what we want as well because it pays our bills every month. Let's be serious with how we deal with these issues. But for now, I take exception that you are saying you only received this petition 3 days ago. You probably will have done something better, but in future, let's look into how we respond. And Tate will get in touch with them. We'll see how we also assist you into following up. Thank you very much.
Hello, sir, sorry, can I say something? I heard you saying you have received the petition 3 days ago. I have been patient since 2020. I've been patient enough. Legislature used to call me to tell me that the processes have been delayed because of COVID. So I don't understand when they say they have received the petition 3 days ago. It's a long time. I even have some letters that has been sent to me to inform me about the situation.
No, it's fine. Yes. But let's give them another chance. The petitions administrative staff will assist you into following up.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next petition.
Thank you, sir. The next petition is encroachment, Alexandra. Ms. Mabel Butane, she's the petitioner on this matter. Mabel. Registration number PP 10A/05/17/LO. The petitioner is Mrs. Mabel Butane, an elderly female who resides at 9020 Avenue, Alexandra, who alleges that they've lived in Alexandra and their stands are not divided by each person. Their stands are not divided, but each person knows his boundaries. She also alleges that in 2004, her neighbor, Ms. Mukonyan, encroached part of her stand by building a garage, and she immediately reported the matter to the municipality. She further alleges that the municipality demolished the garage, but in 2010, the neighbor approached her sons and requested to use part of her stand to erect a carport with the intention to remove it when she goes on pension. She states that a neighbor had even prepared an agreement for her sons to sign without her consent, so the carport could be erected. Furthermore, she alleges that the carport was erected, but when a neighbor went on pension, she never removed the carport, but instead built a garage. Chair, the petition was referred to City of Johannesburg for investigation and reporting on the 29th of May, 2017. Chair, I must also place it on record that there were a number of follow-ups that were done, a number of engagements that were done between the petitioner and the city. Also, reports were forwarded to the committee wherein at times the city will then commit to demolish the said part of the carport or the garage. And at a later stage, they will then renegate to say it is not their responsibility. Chair, you will recall that this petition was before the committee on the 29th of November, 2020, I stand to be corrected, wherein the city was not in attendance. Chair, as it stands, we are currently awaiting a progress report. This is a long-standing matter between the petitioner and the city. Thank you, Chair.
City of Johannesburg.
Thank you, Chair. Okay, thank you, Chair. My name is Alan Mateja. I'm from the City of Johannesburg. I'm the PLO. What I have to emphasize first before I can go further is that we conduct an investigation. Even though it's difficult to get hold of the petitioner, we didn't get hold of the petitioner, but based on the record that we have on our disposal, is that there was, at this moment, there was a neighbor who built a garage, which is, we as the city, we went there and demolished the garage and then ran to the, and then again, the neighbor was instructed again. And then at the further stage, there was again saying he was building a temporary structure, we refer to as a temporary structure. And then we do our investigations again, and then the temporary structure, according to our record, it was indicated that it was removed also. And then as that whole, it was also causing a blockage on the stormwater drainage. As you know, Alexandra, most is the driveways. So basically, one of the emphasizes is that to get update from the petitioner at current for this hearing, we have tried by all means to find out exactly everything is accordingly. And then, as I can mention to you before you, the chairperson, that we failed to get the petitioner, but if he struggle again, but we promise to deal with the matter again. But we try, but according to our record, is that what the city have done? We have demolished those structures as is stated in our record. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Mayor Mabel, is the structure still there? Can you press there?
Thobela ke a le dumedisa kaofela. Batjha structure se sa le teng. Ene ntho e botlhoko ko hore a theosa ke a nyolosa a ke thole thuso. Ke dilemo ke tsena ke tswa until today ke tsamaile makgatlo a mangata. Ke tokaletsa ka diagatakile go housing. And JMPD e rometse lengwalo ke le ka di 25 ka di 27 July gore santse ba delete structures. Ha ke ya go bona ke ba botsisa re structure wa se sa delete ba rena ke se ka inkela molao mo matsogo tsane ke utlwile ke re enough is enough ke tlo itlosetsa sona structures a ke sa thole solution Ke a leboga batho ba baholo. Thank you. Ke na le mme o ke tsamaya le ena mme ka wa, o ile kgale ke tsamaya le ena.
You had, when are you going to demolish the structure?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, yes, I mentioned that we struggle to get the petitioner. After this now, I will ensure that I get the contact of the petitioner. As we can hear, where the matter was with the JMPT from the development planning, but I promise you, Chair, before end of June, in 2 weeks' time, we should have had something with it. We will be on it. We'll be on the ground and then ensure that we deal with the matter at hand because we have dealt with it before and think the perpetrator decided to come back again and be ignorant of the law. And then in such instance, us as the city will not tolerate that. We will go back and then retouche and then delete that structure again. We'll deal with it, I promise, Chair. In 2 weeks' time, we shall be able to get on the ground and then assist Omama and then get his rights. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, maybe in the next 2 weeks, batlo thusa o demolish a structure, say. Kupa u ye mo bona o ba fe di number tsa hao because they are struggling to get hold of you. We'll also do follow up.
We need the Kinna ke ba latellang. Nnete ha eyo, ke kopa ntate a bue nnete, and today a re fe lengwalo gore tlo demolish. Today is final, a re fe lengwalo. Because ke a kula le nna ntate, ke tshwere ke chronic.
No, it's fine. That's why me iya mo bona or bona batle mo wena le exchange di number. Iya mo bona ntate, take their numbers. We'll also do our part. We'll take both of your numbers in 2 weeks' time. We'll check how far is the structure, is it demolished or not? If not, we'll follow it.
One per date today.
No, it's fine. Thank you. Next petition.
Thanks, Chair. The next one is incorrect billing, water and electricity, GP's Town. Mr. Suleiman. One o'clock.
Clarity.
Testing.
Registration number PP04C 1019LO. The petitioner is Mr. Mushin Suleiman and ultimately who reside at Avenga Road, Johannesburg, who alleges that he purchased the property F147 in GP's Town and the transfer of property was done and clearance certificate was issued. Despite having obtained a clearance certificate number 2200290369, the petitioner alleges that the rates and taxes owed by the previous owner of the property were transferred to his account. And in addition, since 2015, he has been billed excessively for rates and taxes. The petitioner further alleges that he reported the matter to the Ombudsman. Following investigation, the Ombudsman uncovered that City Power incorrectly charged the petitioner for electricity, whilst Johannesburg Water captured the incorrect meter on the account billed and inadvertently billed the petitioner incorrectly. To date, the petitioner alleges that the bill does not reflect accurate amounts. Rather, the bill reflects the incorrect amount that he owes the municipality. Chair, the petition was before the committee for consideration and adoption. It was adopted and subsequent to that referred to the City of Johannesburg for investigation and reporting on the 5th of November 2019. It was tabled on the hearing of the 29th of November 2020, wherein it was resolved that a meeting should be convened between the City Office of the Ombudsman and the petitioner. Chair, I must indicate that indeed that meeting was convened where Advocate Chilaure, I pardon my pronunciation if I'm correct.
Livuani Chaule.
Livuani, yes. Where Advocate Livuani was chairing the meeting, and certain commitments were done in that meeting that the Ombudsman Office will go back and investigate issues that have been raised by the petitioner. And also, Chair, we were expected to receive a report in terms of the finality of this matter. However, Chair, I must also indicate that there were numbers of emails that were being exchanged between the petitioner and the Office of the Ombudsman, wherein the petitioner expressed his discontent about how this matter is being dealt with. So, Chair, the expectation today is that the city should then respond as to how the petitioner would find recourse on the issues that he has raised. Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Suleiman, is this your petition?
Yes, correct. Greetings to everyone, the chair and the petitions committee and the petitioners. Much appreciated to be here. Yes, I agree with Mbulehani fully. It's actually quite a long story, but he summarized it very well. And I've got just to simplify matters, I've got an ombudsman letter here.
No, it's fine. I just wanted you to confirm if indeed it is
yes,
yours.
I agree with it fully, yes.
Okay. COJ.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Once more, good afternoon, everybody. I'm here representing my colleague who actually worked on this particular matter. He could not come here because of the short notice was already booked for another meeting in the city. But the briefing that I got is that the account that Mr. Suleiman is referring to is correct. And there's been disagreement about the correctness of the account between the ombudsman and the colleague. But if the ombudsman disagrees with the figures that we provided, it's up to the ombudsman to actually pinpoint exactly where the overcharge is. But we stand by the figures that we provided. We're saying, according to us, as far as our assessment is concerned, the account is 100% correct, unless the ombudsman actually pinpoints exactly where the incorrectness is. Thank you.
Honorable members. Member Tong. Member Ledwaba. Member Schneemann.
Chair, I think we need a better answer than what we've been given. Is it possible that maybe I'm not even sure what the Ombudsman has ruled, but kind of strange that we can be told that the Ombudsman must do X, Y, and Z, prove this and must prove that. So what I'm saying is I think the city needs to go back, go and check what the Ombudsman has ruled, check what what the situation is and come back to us and give us a proper report. Because I find it just a bit disturbing that nothing is actually being told here. Just we're being told nothing. I'm not saying that they must do X, Y, and Z. I'm not saying that as well. I do think we need a better report.
Can I intervene here, Chair? 1 second. I've got an Ombudsman letter here, an official Ombudsman letter from the Ombudsman dated sometime in 2017, November, I think. And basically, I'm just going to summarize it in a few sentences. And I mean, if this is black and white, this is a legal document. So how can the city have the audacity to say that my account is correct when the Ombudsman recommendations and advisories were not adhered to? I mean, you know, you cannot bill a client of the city wrongfully to such an exorbitant extent where the bill is gone to 900,000. I did a calculation on my usage for water alone. It works out to about $100 a month. The city continuously changes, the Department of Water continuously changed the meter because the usage was so low, so they claim that it's not registering. That is their thinking, that if somebody's meter is not moving, it's not working. In the meantime, it's working, it says that it's low usage. Electricity, since 1 year after I acquired the property, I'm on prepaid. Rates and taxes. I've been wrongfully charged for billing. I only pick up for bins. They've been charged me 2 bins when I have no bins usage at all. I only picked it up later. That is not the issue, but it's part of the issue. But I've got a letter here from the Ombudsman. I'm just going to summarize the gist of it. After careful consideration in regard to a number of factors, the office has accepted your complaint for investigation. I'm not going to read everything, just bear with me. The office investigated your complaint. The investigation revealed that Joburg Water conducted an investigation and found that the water meter on the property differs to the meter on your statement. That's besides the fact that the meters were changed regularly. Initially, the water meter reference number didn't even correspond with the meter number on the bill. Furthermore, City Power's investigation revealed that all incorrect charges raised for electricity should be reversed by the Revenue Department. So these were 2 critical departments within the investigations, Joburg Water and Joburg Electricity, that's City Power. They found in my favor, they conducted investigations. What more do you still want? Then on the 9th of November, Revenue Department, to assist with the resolution of the matter, the Revenue Department informed that they will process a manual adjustment to all incorrect water and electricity charges raised on the account. So your Revenue Department even committed themselves according to this letter from the Ombudsman. What more do I have to say for me to get the correct service from the city? You can come and reconduct the entire investigation, but I'm not going to pay you 900,000, which I don't, and I'm paying 1,700 rands a month, every month, according to the Ombudsman agreement. I paid 35,000 rands according to the Ombudsman agreement. I paid 425,000 to clear the old tenant's account. Is this the behavior of a rogue tenant, client? You know, the city must come to the party. I mean, at the end of the day, the city council and all its officials are public servants. That's not the ethos and the feeling that I get when I go to your offices, Joburg, your offices in Braamfontein or wherever. We, the citizens, don't get that kind of treatment. That, you know, we don't feel like we're not received warmly. Neither are we received with respect. And you know, the whole idea of governance is that government are the servants of the city, and this is not what I perceive on this particular matter.
Okay, no, thank you. COJ, assist us here. And I take note that you are saying the person who was supposed to respond is held up in some meeting. But surely the person should have given you the report. And I think Mr. Reddy will also take note that in all the submissions that COJ is making, it's either they have submitted it late yesterday or no report at all. The impression and the observation that we are making is that COJ does not take the petitions process serious. Because if they were taking it serious, immediately they get an invitation, they will ask what are the issues that they are going to respond to and prepare accordingly in terms of making submission of formal reports. Now we are sitting in a petitions committee. The report given to us is that we stand by the amount as reflected in the account statement. And there's no further reason given. But the petitioner is pointing to water meters that have been changed as a result of either not functioning or not corresponding with the account. And also that City Power had promised that because there was incorrect billing, the figures will be reversed. And I'm in no way saying that all those it's correct, but it should be countered by a formidable counter argument. You can't come and stand before us and say, we stand by the figures. Which figures are you standing by? The petitioner has given us figures in rand value, and we have never mentioned 1 cent. Which cent are you disputing in the account? And I think Mr. Reddy, you need to also assist us here. I don't think it's fair for the petitions committee and society and the community of the province that they get subjected to this type of treatment. It can't continue to go this way. Something must be done to change. Mr. Reddy, I will give you an opportunity just to take a bite on the subject discussed. Thanks.
Chair, thank you very much. Firstly, I want to place on record that this is an absolutely disparaging remark to make, to the degree that I am almost on the verge of saying that it's such a disconcerting response. I'm picking up a hell of a lot of almost disregard. The petitioner has brought before this committee today a finding by the Ombudsman that in no uncertain terms confirms the findings, and that by nature is binding. To have the department now come back and say that it is the Ombudsman's duty to prove, I think it's disrespectful, and I think that they are in the wrong and they're out of order. And you have it on good authority that we would, on our side, be involved in this matter. So I will get the details of the lead petitioner, and then we will give accountability. I will specifically speak to Chair Nontenja from Impact for her indulgence in the matter as well, for them to review what is happening. This is totally unacceptable. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. We will leave it there and allow the city's formal investigation internally and be briefed as the committee as to what further has happened. And I hope, Mr. Sullivan, you take heart, allow the process as Mr. Reddy has suggested. Let's allow him to take it further with the relevant authorities within the city. I think it has helped us a great deal that we at least have the chairperson of the petitions committee in the city of Johannesburg who will internally be able to deal with the matters and inform those that needs to know of the frustrations that we are having as this petitions committee. And I think of importance or important is that eh, something needs to happen, and Mr. Reddy for this case will assist. But I definitely must express our disappointment with the responses that we are at times getting. It's an indication of what society and the people of Gauteng are enduring every day, of the realities of our administrative staff in municipalities, to an extent in some departments in the province. But for now, let's step off that petition and allow that process to go through. What we'll then request is that you can also, Mr. Sulman, take Mr. Reddy's contact so that you are able to follow up, but we will also do it and formally convene again through the administrative process and brief each other in terms of the way forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chair. I appreciate the efforts of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Next petition.
Good day to you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Much appreciated. I really do appreciate it.
I just want your contact details and I'll give you mine as well.
Thank you, thank you. The next petition, Kupa Me Grace, Me Priscilla, RDP Houses, Jerusalem. Registration number PP13D0212LH. The petitioner is Ms. Grace Likaba on behalf of the Community of Jerusalem in Rodiport, who alleges that they are currently staying in an informal settlement in Jerusalem. They also allege that they have engaged with the local councillor, Mr. Daves, about the development of the area with no success. The petitioner also alleges that members of the committee have registered for RDP houses in 1999. Chair, the petition was before the committee for consideration and adoption. It was then referred to the Department of Human Settlement and City of Johannesburg for investigation and reporting in 2013. It was later tabled at an external hearing held in Dobsonville in 2013. Also on the 10th March 2015, wherein the department indicated that Jerusalem is part of the new housing development at rent lease, and further resolved that petitioners should submit a list of stands occupant together with City of Johannesburg. The department and City of Johannesburg convened a meeting with the petitioners on the 8th of April 2015 to consolidate the beneficiary list. Chair, I must indicate that I was part of that particular meeting wherein we met with the department and the city for the consolidation of the beneficiary list. Chair, I must also indicate that to date, we have not yet received any progress report to that effect. Safe to say that we were informed by petitioners that there is development taking place on the said place. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Can you confirm the petition? Response? Human settlement or COJ? Human settlement? This guy.
Chair.
Yes.
Chair, and intro this motlhoko e one. Like a developer, toilet, when we started going there, Mikuku nearly 280, if I'm not mistaken. Got 2011, come May. So, okay. Come May, I'm having a toothache. Come May. So, we've been running the meetings, housing, the councillor, and everyone left and right. But it seems like Baru toilets at all. What they did is, the surrounding area, have a developer flee off. Next to flee off by rent leases. By Isamo. But Mary Louise, it's also next to flee off by Isamo. After Babona Ilokorona Plekere Matisamo officing housing Yitikayone, Korona Limikuku mo Jerusalem. And then but the certain people babadula mo Jerusalem, but either additional people ka go ba rekisa distene and all that. Rona ba ne re tsena mo ramamela molao a ra batla go tsena ka force re lwana re aga mikuku re tsang. The certain other group ya tla ya tsenya mikuku e 1000. JMPD ya tla ya crash mikuku eo. Rona ra keep on ra follow le legislature le office and all that till by today. Today, Hager Kishaba Pleke Leche, in a limeti, in a motakasi, in a lady trata, and a lady stene, it's about more than 2,000. Yadi shakes at the Rona, we are still like, recently, we are headless chicken, a rito remika, Rona.
No, it's fine. Let's hear human settlement. Human settlement.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I think there is a serious disjunction, miscommunication amongst ourselves as the department and the COJ. In engaging the city, we had agreed that this matter reside within the premise of the city. If then it is brought to the department, I think for us it will be misleading, Chair, to report on something that we had not prepared on. That's a reason why we had to check with each other in terms of who's going to be doing what, who's going to be responding to what. And we don't want to mislead the House. Thank you, Chair.
Better excused, explained. COJ, are you the same? You think it's human settlement? They are not here. Okay, human settlement, can you take responsibility for this?
Thanks, Chair, will do so and will also keep on engaging the city because it's their matter. The Department of Human Settlement from the city is the one that has left without addressing the matter, but we'll engage with them.
Okay, can you also take the details of the petitioners and inform them within the end of next week? When are you going to engage with who and by when?
We'll do so, Chair.
Did you hear that, petitioners?
I didn't hear anything.
There seemed to be miscommunication between the City of Joburg and Human Settlement Department. Neither want to accept it that they are supposed to be who's responsible. But what we are saying, considering that the COJ or City of Johannesburg is not here, we'll give it over to Human Settlement to go and consult with City of Johannesburg and determine out of their own discussion who is responsible. And within the end of next week, they will have contacted you. They must come and take your details. You must give them your details. Within next week, they must check with you and they will have told you that who's going to do what or who's going to be responsible taking the issue forward.
Dumela batsadi ba ka. Ra e utlwa taba ya lona ntate gore lo tlo tsamaya lo go utlwisisa ka yone taba lo go utlwisisa ka taba yo gore go etsagalang ka yone ka mekuko. Because khale re letile from 2011 tse re letile batho ba le gore ba tswe mo ba tle gore bolela gore rona re tle go kreya le space. Ba re bolela gore ka selo go agagiwa mole because of mole go a wela. Mmu wa teng ha o right. Ga go se mo batho ba ka dulang teng mo. Ba re bolela gore rona re tla utlwa ka bone. Okay, rona ra dula nna le mme Priscilla ra dula ra tsaya batho ra ba kokwanya ra ba ba fatshe ra ba bolela gore batho ba le ba itse ba re tle go utlwa ka bone because ga gona ntlo tse di ka go agiwa mole mbu wa teng wa wela. So jiki ra makala ha rona re santse re letile gore batho ba ba boele mo gore na ba tle gore bolela gore go diragalang a ra go agela o ra go batlela space se seng gore at least le rona re kgone go tlhoma mekuku.
Yeah, that's why we are saying, we hear you, remember you have submitted a petition. Everything is in the petition. You don't need to explain. That's why you don't need to explain further because you can't choose or explain about Tubabaling responsible. So let's allow a process where Tubaba Swanseba Arabe Babe Ona in a meeting.
All right, Papa.
Yes.
Okay, if Luru twisted the corner, remakatse ke go bona mekhuku e le mole rona ke ga re maketse the swele rona re ile ratatela go tla kone gore re tle go ntsha dillo tsa rona re utlwe gore go hepene gang go le so.
No, it's fine.
Because rona since re letile rona batho ba re ipitsa ba di back room re batho ba re tswang go morago ga di back room re tla go batla di plaque rona re bona batho ba setse ba dutsumile ra lebo ga papa.
No, it's fine. Next petition, it's the Orlando Hostel, Men's Hostel. Can we quickly go with the human settlement? Is COJ back with the response of maintenance issue? Will you respond? Okay, maintenance. Okay, COJ, can you assist us respond? It's about the encroachment. You were messed up. You were messed up about the number which is which, and I suppose you've got it right now. Can you give us a response?
Good day, colleagues. My name is Dennis Mulaba, Inspector for Region G. Yes, sir. Did consult with my other colleague, who is the chief in Lenesia. We did speak, and then Nancy, we looked at her problem. We realized that the land that Nancy stay at still under provincial. On the SG that she has, it shows one stand, where on the aerial view of City of Joburg shows that it's subdivided to 3 portions, which her portion is portion 1, then there is a next door on her side is portion 2, and then there is a RE portion, the last one. On those 3 portions, there is a panhandle. There were supposed to be 2 panhandles that go straight to her property and the neighbor on her side. So what happened is that she realized that they built it the next door. There is a guy for 11264 who came in and built the boundary wall on the portion. So when he built the boundary wall, she thought she was taking the part on her side. And according to my colleague in El Dorado, Lanesia, the chief on that side, they explained to Menency about the encroachment following up at the City of Joburg to say if you come and complain about the encroachment, firstly, according to our NPR, National Regulation Act, Act A11, it needs a complainant to give us a surveyor report that prove to us to say this encroachment is indeed there and how much they encroach in. So that when we do write a notice, and then we go to court, the judge will need that information from the specialist to show the actual encroachment. So at the moment when I was with her, we did discuss the land, because on those 3 portions that I'm talking about, the owner still says provincial. It's not given to them yet, and then the process of the finalization of the land is not done, and then they don't have a title deed. So on our side, we can not, if we issue the notice, it will be like we issuing province because the owner is not maintenance at the moment. So we did advise her that province has to finalize the process of issuing the title deeds to this lady so that we can finalize everything in order. At the moment, 3 of them, they don't have a title deeds, and then they build it illegal. Those structures on the land are illegal. Thank you.
Okay, Menency,
Did you hear that?
Yes.
And do you agree?
And ke tlo e buang ke hore re ile ko housing ne. Re kentswe ke housing mo le mo dintlong tsele ne di le ko auctioning. So since housing ba re jwetsa hore ba tla tla ba tlo lokisa that problem because of ba agile dintlo tse 3 mo standing say 1. And my house ke yona the only one in a C mo le mo lens kaofela. The number is like AB kaofela. Yaka is AB, only ABC because of ba agile dintlo tse 3 mo standing say 1. So o wali Pakistan ha tlo aga mo le mo pela di gate tsa rona because of di gate tsa rona ne di shebile ko strateng mo metsi a rona le electric di tsamayang teng mo. So we thought hore ba ntato wali Pakistan o agile mo re tshwantse hore mo di driveway tsa rona. And ha rena di title deed rona since re matha housing from 2005. Banze ba re jwetsa hore ba tla tla ba tlo lokisa because of that problem. Re batla hore ba re lokisetse that problem. They never come hore ba tlo re lokisetsa problem eo. But this guy from Pakistan, only title deed ya mo a kwetseng le botateng. Only title deed, only ID ya South Africa, but he is from Pakistan. So that's a problem ne ke tlisitse yona mo hore how can abeli title deed rona since from 2005 re ntse re matha housing re batla hore ba tlo re lokisetsa taba tsa di RD ra di title deed ha ba so re fi di title deed eo and re na le problem ya hore re na di driveway tsa rona re tshwantse re di shebe kae because of and re sa tsebe hore tshwantse di shebe mo mepe o njwetsang ngwana
Okay,
hona.
Madam Menens, petition how ke encroachment.
Yes.
Ore ke le Pakistani, ona le ID, tshwantse e shebe kae, a se e utleng ka yona. O rile he has encroached
Yes.
in your boundary, in your property. And what the city of Johannesburg is saying is that you don't at the moment have ownership of the property.
Yes.
So maybe rather, let's start there. Because you can't complain of a property that is not yours.
Okay.
Yes, let's allow human settlement to go and deal with the issue of title deeds. Once you people have title deeds, you can then complain about walls that have been built. Because you see, it will be very difficult to contest with somebody who has a title deed as you are putting it. And we're now on a title deed.
Okay.
Let's allow human settlement. Administratively, we'll liaise with human settlement and give them an opportunity to go and investigate and find a better way of resolving this issue of title deeds of the 2 other properties, other than the third one who has built it a boundary wall. Yes. Let's allow that process to go through, then we can deal with these other issues at a later stage.
All right.
For now, let's leave it there.
Okay.
Human settlement, can you take note of the details of that stand and assist the Menency and the other neighbor to get title deeds so that they are able to formally, in their own properties, deal with issues that relates to their own properties. As is at the moment, they don't have properties. They are subletting into the provincial space. So rather, let's assist them to get the title deeds. Let's leave it there, Menency.
Okay.
Untate ba ba le ba ithu ba ba emeng ba leng mola, o ba fe di details, then let's take it from there.
All right.
Thanks, man. Next one.
Thank you, Chair. Uncompleted housing units, completed housing units, Orlando, Women's Hostel. Mr. Shellboy Tlachwayo is the lead petitioner in this matter. Orlando Hostel. Okay. Medellin, ka kwa mama. Ya ka kwa mama. Yes.
Okay, if we may check, human settlement, do you have a response for this one? Because if I remember correctly, we went there with Cocta chairperson, Honorable Kidibon Diale was there. We had 1 or 2 meetings there, and there was commitments that the Human Settlement Department has made. Amongst the commitments was you were to resolve the sewage issue that was there, and you had at the time assured us that you have appointed a contractor to go and resolve the completion of the housing project there. If you can just report human settlement.
Thanks, Chair. Chair, what has happened is that out of those meetings that we had, you are correct, we had about 2 meetings. And to such an extent that the contractor in terms of the PRT was introduced to the community. A investigation was done in terms of the assessment around those units that needed to be looked at because they needed to be fixed, repaired. But the unfortunate part is that the PRT gave its report and they were not happy with the standard, and they said they are not going to be able to fulfill that responsibility. As we speak today, the Chief Director, Stanjwa, who's the one that is leading this unit, is attending the BAC, where they are going to finalize the issue of the new appointment of a new PRT to see as to how they're going to deal with the matter. But the other matter is that they are in engagement with the city with regard to the unblocking of the sewer system. That is where the matter is currently. But the unfortunate part is that the Chief Director couldn't come because of that process of trying to appoint a new PRT. Thanks, Chair.
Yeah, just before you sit down, are you saying since those meetings till to date, you are still negotiating about unblocking the sewerage there?
There has been no movement, Chair. That's correct. And that's what they had told me to say. They are in engagement with the city. But it would have been better if the Chief Director was here to make sure that he gives a proper report in terms of what has happened up to so far, because it was last year around December when all these commitments were made. And down the line, we should have had a proper report that would have been circulated or sent to the Petitions Committee. Till today, the only report that has been sent is the report that speaks to the same thing that I was confirming to you, Chair.
Okay, because I will, we could accept that the second contractor who was appointed, or the PRT that was appointed, out of evaluation, he thought the standard is sub-minimal. He can't continue on the work such as that one, which is fair. And we are saying now, BAC is under session, the Chief Director is attending that BAC to appoint a new contract, which is still fine. But with regards to just clearing of storage, it's been since November till to date, we can't clear a mere storage.
I fully agree, Chair, and it's not acceptable. I'll refer the matter back to them. We'll then have to give a proper response in writing. From my side, I'll say if we were given 2 weeks to come back to the Legislature, the Petitions Committee, and submit that written report, because I wouldn't give myself a week because I'm not sure how long or how much do they need. Thanks, Chair.
Okay. Petitioner?
Yeah, really, Papa. What I can say is there's a mistake here. There's a mistake here where they say complete housing. It's incomplete.
Yeah, but
They were left incomplete
yes, but
for
that's
5 years.
into I bulelang are, that contractor, remember we also came there.
Yes, I know.
We had a meeting there and there were promises that were made.
Yes.
And what he's saying is that the contractor that was appointed to come and evaluate the work that needs to be done to complete the incomplete work, he was unhappy in continuing with the work, in the work that was left with someone, meaning according to him, or according to that contractor, the work that was done was not proper work. So he had issues in completing that work. But what he's also saying now is that the chief director, it's in a meeting of the branch, of the bids adjudication committee that is evaluating the new appointments of the contractor that is supposed to finish off the work. So he's requesting that we give him 2 weeks to submit proper written reports. Because the person who was involved, who was part of the meetings, who necessarily should have been the one reporting here today, is the one who is attending a bid adjudication meeting. Hence, he is therefore requesting that we give him 2 weeks to liaise with the chief director and provide the petitions committee with a formal written report of what happened and what is going to happen.
So it means this thing is starting from the scratch. Because they've been promising us 2 weeks they even called it Mr. Stenjwa, Mr. 2 weeks. They always want to be given 2 weeks. And you know what? We have reported last when we were there at Legislature that that place is for old people. Old people are just dying without houses. You know, and even if you come here, please tell us if there's money or there's no money. Because we've been holding this meeting for years and years, but there's nothing that comes out of these meetings. You must tell us straight if there's money or there's no money. There's no need of being smart. We give our people power. When they get there, they play games with us. Like Legislature, I trusted you people. Mr. Litwal, you told me that you are dealing with the decision makers. You still remember that Stenjo was in front of you. He couldn't even answer. He is going for the 4th year. Meeting after meetings, no report. What he does now, he has blocked us. I don't know if he's still working with housing. Because this housing, I don't know, really. Like as we walk out here, people will like to hear from us what we came here for. We are going to tell them that no, after 2 weeks. They're going to tell us, how are you still coming with the 2 weeks of yours? Because this man, he's getting paid. He's sleeping nicely. As leadership, we are having sleepless nights because community want to hear from us what is happening. I trust that Legislature. And today I can say that Legislature is better of the same feather with housing. Because you promise us that every 2 months you'll go there and check if the work is going on. This consultant, they told us that they are expert. The one that were inspecting those houses, I don't know where they get them from informal settlement or what. Because now the consultants that were there, we were told that they are expert. Today again, this man is going to the meeting to get another expert consultant. And this housing came with numbers to give old people that they're going to be allocated, while the place is incomplete. That's why I say there's a mistake here. It has been standing there. And the other thing that is worse than before is securities. They are not getting paid. Mrs. D. I said to Stenjwa must borrow money from people that are working with to pay them even 800. As I'm telling you now, we don't have securities there. It's only one security during the day. And then it's going to be the place is gonna be vandalized because really, we have been watching and trying to secure that place for so many years. Housing, legislature, they don't help us. It's so nice to call people to fill the hall, but when the implementation must come, there's no implementation. Mr. Liswal, you told me you're working with the decision makers. I don't know where are those decisions, because this tenure is useless than ever. 4 years getting paid, 365 days. He just sleeps. What he knows is just to go to the meetings, and he will never come out. It's like now he has blocked us to talk to him. Thank you.
Thank you. I must sincerely apologize. The Petitions Committee indeed visited the housing development together with the COCTA committee, and there was commitments and promises that were made. And nothing has ever came out of those commitments. And it's putting us as the Petitions Committee to be the same as yours. And it's very unfortunate. You are actually dragging us into your inefficiencies. And it's worrying human settlement. And I must say that the bulk of our petitions, it's human settlement. And I'm not sure whether anybody has ever told you that 90% of our petitions, it's human settlement. I'm not sure whether it's as a result of the strategic importance of what you are providing as a service, or it's as a result of your failure to do what you are supposed to do. It's up to you to go and decide and determine which of the two make it to be the biggest contributor to the petitions in the province. And I must be honest with yourselves. In as much as we receive these petitions and send them over to you, the frustration that we are receiving as the committee and administratively, it's disappointing. It's worrisome, to mention the least. And it's a problem on its own. That's why at times we think the political executive of the department needs to be informed of this precarious situation or the frustration that the people are enduring. Because I don't think you will agree. Just one thing, the sewer that is blocked there. When we had a meeting, we were saying that sewer must be unblocked before the local government elections, because the councillor there was tired. He could not sleep at home because of the complaints that were coming to him. I imagine, and I don't think we can take it, or any of the human settlement staff can take it when a sewer is blocked in front of his gate. You will be the first to cry all over, including the employees of the City of Johannesburg. Imagine, since November till to date, we have been unable to go, just to go and clear the blocked sewage. I see all these other things, the development, it involves capital, you need to appoint a contractor, you need all this technical stuff that you are bringing forward. But clearing a blocked sewer drain, does it take us 6 months to clear a blocked sewer drain? 6 months to date, we have not cleared a blocked sewer drain. And we're still expecting our people to, and we still call them our people. The matter is there, is correct. We made these promises hoping that out of Mr. Stanjua's promise, I mean, that man, when he talks, you believe that the 2 weeks that he's talking about will happen. We were all taken in that meeting. That man, when he speak, especially Kibu Gogo, they believed him. You see, this name here, 2 weeks, it's as a result of the 2 weeks that he has given them. Baba Baiboba meets 2 weeks. So now you want also to adopt the 2 weeks name. When we get into petitions, but keep up Mr. 2 weeks. Our colleagues, can we re-look into ourselves? Honestly, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. It's very unfortunate for the country what we are doing. It's very wrong. Very wrong, I'm telling you. You see, the outcome or the participation of voting in the country has since declined. And it makes sense now. As I sit in petitions committee, I start understanding why people don't bother to go and vote. Because why do you vote? I mean, they tell you this problem has been there since 2004, 2016, 2017, it's now 2022. So 2 election processes pass, you have 1 challenge, it's not resolved. So why need to vote? Why do you want to vote? If what you are voting for, it's adding nothing to the allocation of community values. Because the reason we vote, we are voting people who are going to look at the interest of the community. And insofar as things are happening now, it means voting has been made useless and redundant. And you know what? The people who make this process a redundant process, it's not the politicians. It's the officials. They are the implementing agent of departments. I mean, it's the officials who should have made sure that sewer is unblocked. It's the officials who should have made sure that after the PRT has terminated its service, an intervention is made quick as possible so that the work continue. But nothing of that has since happened. And you've requested 2 weeks. You see, you are making it very difficult for us. It's not whether we like to give you 2 weeks or not. Even if we say no, what will we do? We can't do anything to you. So it means we are duty bound to accept your 2 weeks. And please use these 2 weeks efficiently and deliver the service. Please give us reports. This habit of not giving us reports, it's a problem. The reason we are here today is because of your non-failure to give us reports. Please, we humbly request that let's comply, give us reports in the next 2 weeks. Tell us what you've done and what you are going to do. Thank you very much.
Chair, if I may, I listened to your last part, and with respect to you, I know you said we just need to accept because we can't do anything. And You know, that's a very bitter pill to swallow because, you know, at what point do we start instituting consequent management? At what point do we start disciplining? At what point do we start dismissing people and getting rid? Because from a legislature perspective, and we represent legislature, from that perspective, why are we accepting as an electorate, as a country, why are we accepting complacency? They're eating our money, but they're not giving us anything in return. And I'm saying that it is important and imperative for us to keep them accountable. This story of we cannot do anything is a hogwash story. It's rubbish. We need to keep them accountable. If they're not doing their job, let's get rid of them and put in people that can do their job. Because, Chair, what you rightfully said was the reason as to why we are in office is because of who sits before us. And we are here to serve them because they are our best interest. But when we start to look after lining our own pockets and leaving them in the dark, them in the cold, I mean, the story of not being able to clean or to rectify a problem on a sewer. I mean, really? You gotta be kidding me. There's something horribly wrong. And that stops here today. There will be consequent management. And people will start being fired. Because this is a stance that I have taken as the chairperson at the COJ side. And I've said, if departments refuse to come forward, then we will go to them and make them accountable. And if they can't do it, we will then make sure that they no longer stay in those positions. Let's put people that deserve those positions. I thank you, Chair.
Member Schneeman, you are parting short. Do you want to say anything? Okay.
No, Chair, I think just to say that, and I share your sentiments, and I must say that some of the promises that have been made and the fact that community members can give somebody another name is a bit of an indictment. And I think we on behalf of the community, we have to say that we deserve better service and we deserve better treatment. That's really what I can say here. But I mean, I'm also a bit astounded that the sewer problem has still not been resolved. I don't understand. Because, you know, sometimes it's better to say to the people that are not doing their job that let's put you there. Let's allow you to experience what residents are going through on a daily basis. It's unacceptable. It really is unacceptable. And I don't think we should give anybody 2 weeks to sort that out. I think we should give them 1 week and say, sort that sewer. That sewer problem must be sorted out. They need to bring in the City of Joburg as well, because the City of Joburg is involved in issues of sewer leaks. It's not province, it's the city. And I think we need to ask our colleague here that has joined us, who's the chair of petitions in the City of Joburg, to also help us to get the relevant department to respond ASAP so that this thing can be resolved. Even if it means we have to go there as a team, together with the chair of petitions in the City of Joburg, to go and make sure that this thing gets resolved once and for all. I think that's what we need to look at as well. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. I concur with the previous speakers, that there must be a recourse. Definitely. Our people are not taken serious. In the absence of the service, hore re na le mathata. And on behalf of this committee, we are so sorry, badudi ba rona, gore be le tlo fumana ditaba tse di re makatsang le rona. When we have officials ba ba patalwang ka kgwedi, they even demand the bonus for that matter, which is very, very, very difficult to comprehend. Le re inele matsoho metsing. Le ska re punisha ka lebaka la batho ba ba sa batleng ho etsa mosebetsi. Mara rona as a committee, re a le tshepisa hore pound by pound, ditletlebo tsa lona di tla etsahatswa. Ke a leboha.
Member Tong.
Thank you, Chair. The question is to the department and COJ is there any consequences management to the people who don't do their job? Because of if there was any, there was going to be something that is happening in this hostel that this woman is talking about. Is there any consequences management? Is there any? Because of people don't do their job, clearly. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, honorable members. I think we will leave it as such, but also request the Department of Human Settlement and the City of Johannesburg that this action of failure to submit the report is unacceptable. Colleagues, let's please go and correct it. As you come to the petitions committee or petitions hearing, please submit the reports in time and be ready to come and respond to the issues of the community. The issue of sewer, we will have agreed that 2 weeks will be given, but you have heard that it's actually too much. But please, we are pleading with you now. Instead of instructing you as it's supposed to be the opposite, we are pleading with you, please can you unblock the sewer? Please. And you will have heard that there needs to be recourse in future for failure to perform the job that colleagues are paid for. It's not a favor that colleagues must do for us. Remember, we are saying in South Africa there's a high number of unemployed graduates. But those that are employed don't want to do what they are paid for. It's not correct. Whether it's yourself or it's the colleagues that you are working with, but let's find ways of making sure that those that are given responsibility to perform and they don't, there's consequence management, so that we are at least able to take our city and the province forward. With those words, let's thank all of yourself for having been part of this hearing today. Thank you very much for the time you gave us. It's not an effort taken for granted. And indeed, we apologize for some of the shortcomings and failures of our own staff, the departments, and the City of Johannesburg. We are looking forward into correcting some of those things so that we are able to deliver better service to the community of Gauteng. Thank you very much. The hearing is adjourned.
Sanibonani. Sanibonani bantu abadala. Sizawucela ukuthi wonke umuntu la eholweni ahlale. Don't go out. Please stay inside the hall. But they are going to serve you inside the hall. And then there are those things that you were given. Zokulalela endlebeni. Please, cela ungaphumi nazo. If you know that ukuthi uyaphuma, sicela uzinikeze abobhuti laba abalana abazithathayo. I-lunch yenu bazayiletha la ngaphakathi. And then I will request the authorities as well and the honorable members, please, we'll request you to remain seated. Thank you.